Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Giving Tuesday Night of Impact event for Pressing On. We are so grateful to have you with us this evening on Facebook and YouTube. My name is Richie.
And I'm Reagan.
And we're the founders of Pressing On, where our mission is to uplift, resource, and coach families in crisis, specifically those affected by long-term hospitalizations. We just want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and I hope that you grab a nice hot drink and a blanket, cuddle up on your couch, and that tonight is a relaxing evening, but also a meaningful evening for you as well. If you're like our family, we've been getting into the Christmas spirit the last couple of days, right?
Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah, we had an awesome Thanksgiving. Much love to your family from ours. Hopefully you had an amazing Thanksgiving. And then it was, Black Friday. And then Saturday was Small Business Saturday, right?
Yes.
Sunday was the first Sunday in Advent. What was yesterday?
Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday, and we get to Giving Tuesday. I think even a decade ago, not many people knew what this event was, but it's a global day of giving where tons of nonprofits around the globe are soliciting funding and meaningful causes with volunteerism. And so hopefully you're ready to participate in Giving Tuesday with us. But tonight, we want to invite you into the Pressing On story. It's a hard story, but it's a simple story that our family has walked through some trials, and now we desire to give back and serve others who are also affected by some of the things that we've been affected by. And so I want to ask you a question. What's the hardest thing that you've been through? Think about that. Maybe it's losing a job. Maybe it's a little tougher than that. Maybe you've lost a loved one in the last year or two. Maybe you've spent a lot of time figuring out a chronic illness or a diagnosis. Or maybe you've spent a lot of time in the hospital. What is that thing that's been tough for you during this last season? I know for us, COVID has thrown a wrench into so many visions and plans and stuff like that we've had as an organization, but we've been able to pivot and adapt. And we hope that tonight is uplifting for you as you partner with us in this Giving Tuesday event. See, we've been impacted by the trials of rare disease and chronic illness and long-term hospitalization. And now we desire to help others on their path to holistic health, physically, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, and also mentally. So Reagan, why did we start Pressing On?
Yeah, really, like Richie said, it was out of our own experience. It's a simple idea to give back to help others. So we spent a lot of time in the hospital with our youngest daughter, Myka, in the NICU, and then a couple of years later with her liver transplant and complications that followed. And we felt as if we were so well supported by our friends and our family, our neighbors, our church family, and yet we felt so isolated and so alone. And so out of that experience came this desire and this calling to start pressing on to give back to help those who find themselves in similar situations.
And so our challenge tonight is not just to get you to come on board with Pressing On's mission, but think about that tough season that you've been through. How can you use that to encourage and uplift someone else? Maybe you can turn around and pay it forward to someone else. Maybe you can pray for them. Maybe you can encourage them through writing or through words. And maybe something we say tonight will actually prompt you to reach out to them. You know, if you were with us for our event in August, you might have received a postcard like this. It's one that we send to lots of Pressing On families that just simply says, you are seen, loved, and valued. And we want to share that with you tonight in several different ways. So this is an hour-long program for Giving Tuesday. It's an annual celebration of all that has happened this year for Pressing On, and also a fundraising event. And so we want to ask you to step into the Pressing On story tonight. If you're online on Facebook Live or on YouTube, we'd love for you to just take a moment right now and type in the comments section where you're watching from and why Pressing On's mission matters to you. Just go ahead and do that right now in just a couple of words. And we're going to select 4 random people that post in the comments section in about 20 minutes to receive these 4 $5 Starbucks gift cards. So we got prizes tonight coming your way. Yeah. We're going to give some program updates, do some interviews with some families, some partners, some healthcare workers. You're going to hear some encouraging words from Reagan and I, and also give you an update on everything that's been going on this year. But we want to hear from you. We want tonight to be collaborative. And so if you could type those comments in the Facebook chat, or on YouTube. We'll be monitoring those throughout the night. And so we have several volunteers throughout the building that we want to say thank you to all of our volunteers that are helping tonight. Thank you for monitoring our financial system and our Facebook comments and also our prizes. And so go ahead and let us know where you're from and why Pressing On's mission matters to you. And you'll be entered into a random drawing for a few Starbucks gift cards here in just a little bit. So hopefully, if you have a question for us about a Pressing On program or something that maybe we do as an organization or a why for why we started this or how you might be able to get involved, if you have questions about any of those things, drop them in the comment section as well, because we'll have a little Q&A later on in the program, and we look forward to answering those for you. I mentioned that tonight is a celebration event, but that it's also a fundraising event. Tonight, we're looking for 12 new Pressing On partners, and we're asking all of our supporters to give generously towards Pressing On's mission of serving hospitalized families. And so we'll be monitoring the financial system tonight, and it's real easy to give. You can text to give. The number on your screen, 412-415-7373. It'll take you to our portal where your gift will be matched. That's right. Tonight we have a matching gift, a dollar-for-dollar matching gift, that anything that you give tonight towards Pressing On's mission will be doubled. And so multiply your impact with Pressing On throughout our hour-long special and all through the night. We're kicking off our year-end giving campaign this evening. And so what you give towards Pressing On's mission will be doubled here on Giving Tuesday. And so we're looking to fund a budget next year of $165,000. We're thankful to report that over the last 2 years, our budget has grown. Our board has approved for us to hire a new full-time employee here in the next year and expand the Pressing On team. And so we're thrilled towards that next year with the budget that will fund all 5 of our programs and provide for all of our office expenses and all of our subscriptions that help serve you as our supporters and donors, but most importantly, the hundreds of families that we serve through Pressing On. And so we're asking you to step into the Pressing On story tonight, and we ask you to do that prayerfully. We ask you to do that with your encouragement. We ask you to do that with your referrals, and we also ask you to do that with your finances to partner with us. Maybe you want to become a Pressing On partner, and you want to sign up for a monthly recurring gift. That would be an amazing thing that you could do tonight to help us as we're looking for a dozen new Pressing On partners. And so you may have already heard that there's a matching gift, that our goal for the month of December is to raise $50,000 for our mission. And we're already off to a good start today on Giving Tuesday, but we need your help this evening. And so what did we miss there at the beginning? We told them about the matching gift.
Yeah, I think we have some fun incentives to get people to give.
That's right. That's right. We've got some Pressing On materials and swag, but for any gift that's given today on Giving Tuesday, you'll get a prize pack with a water bottle and a notepad and a pen and all kinds of Pressing On branded things to remind you to refer families to Pressing On and to think of us and pray for us and encourage others to use our programs. But also, if you set up a recurring gift in the system, we've got Pressing On hats and we've got Pressing On t-shirts that say "Not Giving Up," as well as golf polo shirts. We've got several different things that we want to give you, our donors. And so if you're already a monthly Pressing On supporter, we just want to say thank you so much for your monthly contributions. Because a lot of nonprofits get started with foundations and grants. And we found out that many of them won't give towards a new nonprofit for up to 24 operating months. And so we have 75 different households that are giving on a monthly basis right now that we are just so thankful for you. If you're one of those families and you're watching right now, you send us a message privately and we'd love to give you any one of these items that you would like. So we have some incentives for you to give this evening. These incentives are only for Giving Tuesday, not for tomorrow, not for next week, but we would love to give you these polos, t-shirts, and hats. And so lots of giving incentives right up until midnight tonight. So every donation, one time or recurring over the next half hour, enters you into a drawing for 4 different prizes that we'll give away throughout the program. And so we've got Starbucks gift cards if you comment in the chat section there. We've also got a Target gift card, a dining gift card, a gift card to Meadows Custard here in Monroeville, and then also meals for your entire family from Chick-fil-A, one of our partners. And so if you give during our program tonight, you'll qualify to win one of those gifts in a random drawing halfway through our program and towards the end. You can give on our website at pressingon.org. There's a donate button up in the upper right-hand corner. And then also you can text to give, again, 412-415-7373. And so we're not asking you to do anything that we don't do as a family. We made our Giving Tuesday donation earlier today. We have many supporters that have done that as well, and we're pressing on partners that just because we serve in the organization doesn't mean that we don't give to it as well. And we give to the organization because we believe in all the programs that we're doing, and we look forward to sharing those with you throughout the hour here. And so without further ado, we'd like to show you the first of several videos tonight. And this first video comes on behalf of our board of directors from our good friends, Kevin and Christine Susko.
Hi, my name is Kevin Susko.
And I'm Christine Susko. On behalf of the board, we want to thank you for your participation this evening. This past year, the pandemic changed the methods by which families were served by pressing on, but the need has never been greater. Crisis can be lonely, but crisis in the midst of a pandemic is absolutely isolating. Some organizations provide support to individuals who meet specific needs criteria, but Pressing On provides support to the whole family, not just in the midst of a specific crisis, but in any crisis, with the promise of being there again if the future brings more difficulty. We are proud of the work that Richie and Regan have done over such a short period of time. This past year, over 500 families in crisis were supported through Pressing On programming. That is over 10 families in crisis each week, some with multiple needs.
It's truly amazing how far Pressing On has come in just a few years. Moving our mission forward through a pandemic has been an unexpected challenge, but Richie and Regan have not only persevered through this challenge, but as they'll speak about tonight, our outreach has grown to a national scale across most of the country. And we've been truly blessed to even be a small part of that. Tonight, you'll hear testimonies from families that have been impacted by Pressing On. And our vision is for no one to experience crisis alone. But with that said, we cannot do this alone. So first and foremost, we want to send a heartfelt thank you to our partners and all of you that have donated funds and volunteered your time to further our mission. It's been an inspirational journey, and we are so blessed to have you alongside us. Tonight, during our Night of Impact, we hope you'll be inspired to have an even greater impact in the lives of the families we serve. To let them know that even during the most uncertain of times, that they are truly not alone. As an added incentive, any donation made today will be doubled with a matching gift up to $25,000. So if you're inspired to make a one-time donation today, it will be doubled. If you're a current monthly partner and you increase your monthly amount, it will be doubled. And if you're not a Pressing On partner yet, I hope you'll be inspired by the testimonies you hear tonight and join our mission with either a recurring or one-time donation, which will be doubled if you start today. But most importantly, please pray for the families we serve, and that Pressing On will wisely use our resources to impact as many families as possible. So for my wife and I and all of us at Pressing On, thank you so much for joining us for our Night of Impact.
In a season where many of us have much to be grateful for, let us remember to be a blessing to others.
We are so grateful for Kevin and Christine, some of our dearest friends, and all of the work that they do to help us, as well as the rest of our board of directors, Dale and Deborah Buckwalter and George and Faye Barron. And we're so grateful for their work and just the friendship and encouragement that they bring to our lives.
Yeah, Regan, I think that the video kind of touched on it a little bit as Kevin and Christine were talking, but we're very humbled and blessed, but also proud to report to you that those that have invested in Pressing On, that it's truly making a difference, and that this is not just an organization that is benefiting a few families here in a few hospitals in the Pittsburgh area, but that it's spreading outside of the borders of Pennsylvania and around the United States that we'll share in a little bit. If we go back and look at the 2021 Pressing On slide by the numbers, you can see that we have delivered 547 care packages to families in 27 different states. And because of your generosity, we've been able to provide transportation expenses to and from the hospital for 91 families. Many of you supported Richie's Run earlier this year, and then also gave additional funding for us to supply over 1,000 meals for caregivers at Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And the list goes on and on and on. So many partners and businesses and meals and mattresses, crisis coaching. There's so much impact that has happened this year, and we look forward to kind of debriefing that with you this evening. Mm-hmm. Before Regan shares a little bit about our programs, I want to remind you about tonight's matching gift, that not just during the program, but all throughout the night. Here's an example of what your matching gift could look like. Maybe you set up a $50 recurring gift in our system, because you want to make sure that 2 families every month are provided mattresses to sleep on in the hospital so they can get a little bit of extra sleep.
Those are the best.
They are the best. Mm-hmm. Regan came up with that idea to deliver those to families. Mattresses are not something that we're able to give every family, but maybe you want to set up a $50 a month recurring gift and become a Pressing On partner. Well, because of the generous matching gift that's provided this month, we annualize that new recurring gift that over the course of a year, you'd give $600 to Pressing On, and that will be matched during our year-end giving campaign. And so keep in mind those incentives, keep in mind the ability to donate on pressingon.org, and also text to give with the number on the bottom of your screen. And we'd like to share a couple of updates regarding our Pressing On programs with you as we get into things tonight.
Sure. For those of you who are new to understanding what we do here at Pressing On, we wanted to give a brief recap of what our programs and resources look like. One of the things that you can find on our resource tab on our website is music playlists, and that might seem kind of simple or unconnected to what we do, but we have found that music playlists are so helpful during long waits in waiting rooms, during surgeries and procedures, or even when you just can't sleep at night. And so you can find music playlists from every genre of music on our website. We also have hospital checklists. It's really helpful, especially for families like ours who find ourselves back at the hospital, to remember what it is that we need to pack. And so with lots of help from many families who have been in similar situations, you can download and print emergency hospital checklists. You can download ones for pre-planned hospitalizations, and they're very helpful. We also have our crisis coaching program, and our crisis coaching program allows you to relationally connect with either ourselves or another family who has a lot in common with the situation that you are walking through. And we have found that social workers are wonderful at what they do in the hospital. The doctors are great, but having someone who has truly walked that road is very beneficial as well. Our gas card program, which was new in 2021, has really taken off. We really enjoy helping families really ease a small burden in providing gas as they travel back and forth to the hospitals. We know living close to a hospital, it still adds up very quickly. And so families just provide proof of hospitalization and receive a gas card to a local gas station to help them out. And then, of course, our care package program, which is our biggest program, is providing the care packages to families. We ship them all over the country. We drop them off by the dozens to local hospitals here in the greater Pittsburgh region, and we love providing things in our care packages. In fact, I think 2 of our favorite volunteers are going to come up and talk to us.
Come on over,
about
girls.
The care packages.
We want to invite 2 of our favorite people in right now. Girls, you can go ahead and pull up a chair. We've made this a family exercise this year that we pack a lot of care packages together. And the common theme that you probably picked up on what Regan was talking about there with all the different Pressing On programs is that we meet a tangible need during a person's dark time in order to meet an intangible need. We rejoice with those that rejoice and mourn with those that are mourning. And we meet tangible needs in order to build relationships and connect relationally. And girls, you guys have helped us a lot with the care packages this year. And so, Mommy, why don't you ask Myka a question first about the care packages?
Myka, what do you like to do when we pack hospital care packages?
I like to pack coloring books and crayons.
You like to pack coloring books and crayons? Is that something fun to do when you're stuck in a hospital bed? Do you think even mommies like to color sometimes? I think so too. What else do you like to pack in those?
Snacks.
Snacks.
Do you eat some of the fruit roll-ups and fruit sometimes?
We have an example of a care package, and here are some things you like to pack. What is this?
A fruit roll-up.
Yeah, Myka loves to put bright colored snacks in the care packages.
And Myka, before we close the boxes and take them to the hospital, what do?
We We pray for the families in the hospital.
Yeah, do we pray for the families before we take them to the hospital? And then sometimes we take the care packages right to the hospital, and then other times we mail them. Where do we take them then?
To the post office.
You're a really big help with those. High five, sweetie. Now, Alivia, I know that you've been really involved and you've been a big help this year with our care packages as well. But what's it feel like to have a family member in the hospital?
It's difficult and challenging no matter who's in the hospital or what hospital they're in. I was lucky enough to have family in Pittsburgh to take care of me. But even when people are taking care of you, it's still very difficult.
We get a lot of joy when we're able to provide all of these resources in the hospital care package because it means a lot to know that somebody sees you and that they value you and they're thinking and praying for you while you're in the hospital. What are some of the things that you enjoy putting in the care packages?
I think that the two things that I thought of were the books and the gift cards, because I think that the books give really good advice for families in the hospital, and the gift cards are just small things that can help in big ways, such as when you do the gas cards, they can just help a person get to and from the hospital, and then like even just a Starbucks gift card to help them get a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah, we need caffeine in the hospital, don't we? Well, lastly, what's your favorite thing about Pressing On's care package program?
My favorite thing is knowing that these go to real people that are going to use these and that are going to appreciate them, and they're going to help them persevere through their tough time.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, sweetie. You've been a big help this year, too. We have packed, as a family and with our many volunteer teams this year, 547 hospital care packages that have gone out to 27 states. And we want to show you a graphic right now that kind of shows the distribution of our hospital care packages, because maybe you're in one of those states watching right now, or you've donated to Pressing On in the past, or you're in Pittsburgh here where we're at, and you're like, wow, like I didn't know that this impacts other families. We just want to share that with you to say thank you. Thank you for empowering us to be able to go out and meet tangible needs. And like we said before, we want this to be a collaborative night. And here's something that we'd love to invite you into relating to the hospital care package program. Pressing On is doing a holiday drive for hospital care packages where you at home or at your business or in your community group get to pack hospital care packages. We'll be collecting them on December 15th to be able to distribute them to Children's Hospital the week before Christmas. I think that we have a specific slide regarding the holiday drive for our hospital care packages that we'll also put out on social media. The slide contains all kinds of needed items that you can put in there, from healthy snacks, like Alivia mentioned, to the most important thing, an encouraging note. And we're right here in Monroeville, and I know that there's some folks in the building that are actually putting together some of these care packages right now with a local community group. And so whether your business or your family or people in your neighborhood on your street or your church group would like to put together hospital care packages, we'll be receiving them in Penn Hills from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. on December the 15th. And you'll get to make your own hospital care package. And so thank you for supporting us in that way to provide tangible needs. And it's our desire as a family and as an organization to shine the spotlight on families that are persevering through hard times. And so we want to show our next video because these are families that we really respect. These are families that have persevered through their own journey at Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. And they share a little bit about what Pressing On has meant to them. And we have a lot of respect for them because they've walked with their children through hard times. They truly are our heroes and models of perseverance. So check out this video from our families.
I'm Pat, and this is Brittany Smith. We live in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, about an hour north of Pittsburgh. We have 3 kids, Mia, Emma, and Owen. Our daughter, Emma, was transplanted in March of 2020, and we were able to connect with the Reeders and Pressing On in its infancy at that time. Richie and Regan have been there for us really since day one. I think what we've learned most from them and their organization is just building relationships, allowing other people to help you. And we really just can't say enough for the group. So whether it's something really small like the earplugs that are in their care packages, or their time when they answer your text at 10 o'clock at night using Pressing On has been great for us, and we couldn't recommend it any more.
The question is, why do we support Pressing On? Well, for Rachel, who's behind the camera and does not want to be in front of the camera, and myself, as parents, the reason why is because we've been inside Children's Hospital. We've been there with a child who's there day after day after day, and we've looked out the windows at the normal people. And we've seen that there's clergy, there's chaplains for the hospital, and there's social workers at the hospital. But there's a really big gap in what they can do and what they can provide for families like ours. We also know that we had tons of love and support, but we saw so many families there who had none. And Pressing On, they bridge that gap. And they're there to support those families because they too have walked that walk. I'm happy to support pressingon.org because when you partner with, when you donate office space or meeting spaces to an organization, you want to make sure that they're effective, that they're efficient, and that they have an impact. And so whether you're joining with Pressing On with your time, your talent, or your treasure, you know that it's going to an organization that's making an impact.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I am here to talk about Pressing On and the amazing work that Richie and Regan are doing. I have been there when they started this foundation, and I've seen the amazing work they do. They are truly the most giving people I know, and their organization is there to help families. And if you need help, I really encourage you to go to pressingon.org, utilize their resources, and it's okay to need help, and they're amazing, and great job.
Well, at Pressing On, we always say that while we can't change the pain in someone's path, we can change the strength by their side. And so we have so much respect for families like these that have persevered through hospitalizations. And it's one of the reasons that we constantly say, you are seen, you are valued, and you are loved. Because I can tell you, when you spend a lot of time in the hospital, there's many times that, as Jay said, you look out those windows and you see the world just passing by, and you feel isolated and alone, and you feel like nobody really remembers that you're there, and you wonder when you're going to get out. And so we're thankful for those families sharing a little bit of their story and why they value what we're doing at Pressing On. And so whether it be in a hospital lobby or via virtual crisis coaching, or sending a meaningful care package, or providing spiritual or mental support, we desire to be there for these hospitalized families and serve them in tangible ways so that we can end up meeting intangible needs as well. And so throughout the year, we share different stories and events and encouraging things on social media. And we'd really encourage you to follow us on all of our social media platforms. That's how we share a lot of information through Pressing On. What platforms are we on?
We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
And LinkedIn as well.
And LinkedIn.
So if you search Pressing On PGH, most likely you're going to find us. And so maybe you want to jump on your phone right now and just go ahead and follow some of those social media accounts. We love it when you share the different posts and events and initiatives that Pressing On has, because a lot of times the algorithms don't pull up nonprofits because they're not necessarily profitable for Facebook and the like. But we'd love for you to search out, maybe even subscribe or get notifications on those different social media channels so that you can find out what Pressing On is doing throughout the year. And like we said earlier, we love to give prizes, and we are ready to give some prizes here halfway through. And so if you've been chatting in the Facebook comments, maybe you want to add a couple of questions for us for a Q&A. Maybe you have something that you want to share. Keep utilizing that. Let it be a collaborative conversation tonight. But Regan, tell everybody who won our prizes.
All right. So our 4 Starbucks gift cards go to my dear roommate from Cedarville University, Stacy Alexander in Ankeny, Iowa.
All right.
She lived with me long enough. She deserves a lot more than that. Nicole Blossy from Cannonsburg, PA. We love the Blossy family. We have Valerie Warning here in Monroeville. Congrats, Valerie. And Joanne Wagner in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. There's our 4 Starbucks gift card winners. Congratulations to all of you.
Way to go. We'll have our team send these out to you in the next week. Congratulations.
Can I give away more?
Go for it.
All right. We have a Meadows custard gift card for $25 to Michelle King. Congratulations, Michelle.
The best custard in Monroeville,
That's
may I
for
add.
sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Thanks for tuning in.
And then Chick-fil-A entrees for the whole family goes to Kim Stanek. Congrats, Kim.
Awesome.
Glad you all are joining us tonight.
So many awesome people there on the live stream. Generous
Definitely.
folks with their
Yes.
time. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll be giving away a couple more gift cards here at the end of the hour-long program. So stay tuned. Keep giving in the system. Keep commenting. Drop a couple questions if you have some specifics for Regan and I that we can answer throughout the program. Like we said, we desire for this to be collaborative, and one of the frequently asked questions that we've gotten over the last year is, how can I become more involved in pressing on?
Yeah.
A lot of people have asked that, right?
Yeah, we've had such a desire to get more people involved in our mission at Pressing On, and COVID has really thrown a wrench in those plans, but we're ready to get back at it here in 2022.
Yeah, we've
Get
done
more
some
people.
care package packing parties, and a lot of you have been a part of that. I know that we've had over 70 volunteers be with us at least 4, 5, 6 different times throughout the year to help pack those care packages for the families that we serve. But we're calling you to action right now. We want you to put January 27th, 2022 on your calendar right now. Put it on your phone. We have our first ever volunteer night coming up in the new year. Enjoy the holidays, get started with 2022, and put down 7 p.m. January 27th. We'd love to invite you over to our facility in Penn Hills for an evening of coffee and desserts. And we have so many opportunities for people to get involved that we're going to be outlining a vision for 2022. Because the reality is that Regan and I have kind of maxed ourselves out with caring for the families and supplying resources, that we've kind of reached a breaking point of sorts that we can't do anymore through Pressing On, just the two of us. And our board has been extremely supportive and helpful in tangible ways as well. And many of you have come into the Pressing On story by packing care packages. But we have so many opportunities for you to take on volunteer roles within our 501c3 nonprofit in 2022. Here's just a couple examples of how you might be involved that you'll find more about during that volunteer night on January 27th. To help with counseling and crisis coaching, care package assembly. We're establishing an advisory council for our different processes, a prayer team to pray for families in the hospital, care package delivery, social media, finances, graphic design, partnership support, in-kind donation requests. There are so many ways for you to get involved. And so we'd invite you to our volunteer night, January 27th, 2022. Put it on your calendar. You'll hear more about it on social media in the coming months. And so we gave away a few gift cards, but we want you to know, as you get into our system, as you make that recurring gift or one-time gift here on Giving Tuesday, you are not alone. We've got 88 partners all over the U.S., 13 different businesses, nonprofits, churches, or groups, and also 75 individual families spread out all throughout the U.S. Many of you have logged on and given one-time gifts throughout the year, and we are tremendously grateful for you. But if you're a Pressing On donor, whether it's a one-time gift or a recurring gift, we want you to know that you're not alone, that there are many, many folks, almost 300 households to date, that have given towards our mission. We're not special people, and we can't do this by ourselves. Pressing On has been successful these past 2 years because of your support. And so we just want to say thank you to all of our partners, whether you have partnered with us on a monthly basis, and maybe right now you're thinking, I'd like to do that. I'd like to provide 4 care packages or 2 mattresses or 4 families to go through crisis coaching. Let's just go ahead and put up on the screen right now what your donations might actually look like, and that donor impact on a monthly basis if you establish a monthly recurring gift. Maybe you want to give $35 a month or $50 a month, or start giving $100 a month or $200 a month. There's all kinds of ways that that could benefit other folks specifically. And so if you give $35 a month, this is your family donor impact each month. You could provide a meal for 5 different people in one family at the hospital. We give meal vouchers away all the time. And so that'd be one way that you could help out. Maybe you want to give $50 a month, and that would provide 2 mattresses so that families wouldn't have to sleep on the pull-out sofas, that they could actually sleep a little bit more comfy and just get a little bit more sleep while they're at the hospital with their children. Or maybe you want to provide transportation for 3 families to and from the hospital with $75 a month with your recurring gift. Or maybe you want to make sure that we get quality care packages into the hands of folks with all kinds of great things at $100 a month. Or $200 a month, maybe you want to bless 5 different families, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 family with a meal, 2 families with mattresses, 3 families with transportation, 4 families with care packages, or 5 families with crisis coaching. Just to give you a little tangible feel of what your dollars go towards as a Pressing On donor. And so we want to say thank you so much for your partnership. So many businesses and churches and national organizations have partnered with us as well to meet needs. And if we could put that business partner slide back up, we'd like to recognize a few of those. We're sitting in Reclamation Church right here in Monroeville. So grateful for our community of faith here locally. And Faith Community Church has given us a facility in Penn Hills. Regan, there's a few other organizations there that probably stand out to you.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A here in Monroeville has been so generous in providing meal vouchers that we've been able to give to people in the hospital. Nothing tastes better than food that does not get cooked at the hospital when you're stuck there. So many thanks to Chick-fil-A for their donations. We've partnered with places like Dominion Energy, who have donated things like phone chargers and collapsible coolers and PPE to give to families who are in the hospital. And if you're a business owner and you have a way or an idea that you'd like to give something specific or donate to one of these programs, we'd love to talk to you about that.
Absolutely. This is a collaborative effort, and whether it's finances or whether it's a product that we can include in our care packages, or maybe you know someone that owns a business that would like to contribute specifically to one of our programs, we'd love to talk to them. And so we wanted to have a conversation surrounding the work that we do as Pressing On has progressed in our mission this year. And there's 2 folks that have worked intimately with our programs. And so enjoy this short, informative interview with our consultant, Krista Karnbauer, and intern, Aaron Almeter. Well, let's go ahead and bring in Krista Karnbauer and Aaron Almeter, 2 professionals that have worked intimately with some of our programs with Pressing On here in 2021. And Krista, we'll start with you. You know, as a professional in the healthcare field, that you've worked in the social work realm and managed other healthcare professionals, you know, what are some of the needs that you've seen in the healthcare community that maybe Pressing On is meeting?
You know, the healthcare field in general is really stretched thin. You know, the need for staff and the need for social workers and, you know, just supporting all of the things that patients need when they're in the hospital, and especially the needs of families. You know, that is one of the biggest challenges that, you know, staff at the hospitals have is supporting all those needs and providing the resources and education and all of the things that are involved with a hospitalization. You know, hospitalizations are stressful, you know, so we know that families that are going through that have a lot of questions and a lot of needs. And, you know, when there's not the ability to have somebody that can answer questions and, you know, be there, you know, that's where I think Pressing On comes in and really can meet that need. One of the ways that Pressing On has really stepped in and demonstrated their commitment to helping patients and helping the community is by engaging in the community support platform. And when Pressing On, I approached them about being a part of that, they immediately, you know, jumped right in and, you know, was one of the initial nonprofits that, you know, partnered with Highmark to be a part of the network.
You know, Krista, you've been a consultant for us with Pressing On and definitely been an advocate of our programs, you know, in the public health sector. You know, what is it that connects with you personally regarding the Pressing On mission?
I see the value in, you know, walking beside people and being that light of Christ, you know, in times when people are in their darkest, you know, and struggling. I think that's something that is much needed. You know, Pressing On's ministry, you know, in the form of physical, emotional, financial, spiritual help is something that is so important. And meeting the you know, holistic needs of people, you know, as well as the tangible needs is really crucial. And as a social worker, I see it as, you know, filling a gap that's needed in the healthcare system.
No, I really appreciate that. And thanks for your help and advocacy within the system there. So let's transition over to Aaron right now. What some folks might not know is that Krista served as Aaron's mentor this summer in our Pressing On program during her internship. And so Krista, thanks for serving as our consultant in that way and overseeing a lot of Aaron's duties and responsibilities. And Aaron, thanks so much for all the time and effort and research and work that you put into your internship this past summer. Give us a little feel of what that was like working for Pressing On here in 2021.
Sure. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. Pressing On was one of the organizations that my university first presented, and it worked perfectly. Loved their family feel, loved their holistic health focus for families. And I think just being able to take information that I was learning in the classroom and online and actually applying it to a real world setting was probably the best part of the whole thing. And I worked creating a survey and a grant proposal. So I was really taking those skills from the classroom and making sure that it was working for Pressing On as an organization as they move forward.
Yeah, and congratulations on the completion of your program. And as you've pursued your master's in public health, like, what are some of the things that you've learned along the way, and maybe a few takeaways that you take away from working with Pressing On this year?
So I think one big takeaway for public health is that there's so many influencing factors that can affect quality of life and overall health. And seeing that through these holistic needs of the families is one aspect of that. You can sit in a classroom and they can say, oh, families are a big part of it, the community, but seeing that in person is, I think, really important going into the field of public health. Other ways is being open to new ideas, going beyond what was kind of typically thought, especially now with COVID, and being adaptable and remaining patient, making ideas like your own.
Well, I know with, the nature of the internship, and that some days we were in person, some days we were down at the hospital, some days we were virtual. You were really flexible for sure and nimble in all that we asked you to do. And we asked you to do a variety of things that some of them were in your line of research and others were outside of it. So thank you for being willing to do whatever was needed to help our families and help our programs this past summer. So I just want to publicly acknowledge both of you and thank you for taking the time to record this interview. We'd love to do it live someday, but this will be great for right now. And I know that there are a lot of folks that support Pressing On that are thankful for both of your contributions as a consultant and also as an intern here in 2021. So thanks for working closely with our program so that we can uplift, resource, and coach families in crisis. Really appreciate you both. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Krista and Aaron. We're so grateful for both of your hard work over the last year. Look forward to continuing to partner with both of you and so many other social workers that Krista's been able to connect us with and moving forward.
Yeah, we're grateful to have a consultant like that, and Aaron put so much great work. And so we're thankful for them and how they've worked with our programs and assisted us this year in 2021. So hopefully, as our supporters, it was helpful for you to hear from a real live social worker right here in the Pittsburgh area with how Pressing On programs are helping families as well. And in a moment here, we want to transition to one of our favorite items of the night. Right before we get to our Pressing On Perseverance Award, just want to remind everyone about our initiatives for giving tonight. And there was a question that came up of if you're already a monthly Pressing On partner, how do you increase your monthly amount? And that's simple. You go to pressingon.org and click the donate button up in the upper right hand corner, and that'll take you into our donation system, which is called Kindful. And if you already set a recurring donation, you can log into Kindful with your email address, and you can change your recurring amount. And so we're very grateful for your generosity, and consider taking advantage of the matching gift by setting up a one-time or recurring gift tonight on Giving Tuesday. So this is a special part of the program where one of our goals is to amplify the voices of perseverance within the community here that is persevering through healthcare crises. And so there are so many families that deserve to be honored and awarded. And we want to do exactly what every one of our postcards that goes out with our materials and resources, we want to do this. We want to say to families that are battling through unique critical illnesses and rare diagnoses and hospitalizations, you are seen, you are loved, and you are valued. And so they're meeting daily challenges, fighting through tough times, And I'd like to share with you our perpetual plaque. This is the Pressing On Perseverance Award, and it honors families who model perseverance, tenacity, positivity, and courage in the midst of health crises. And so our second annual 2021 Pressing On Perseverance Award goes to the Beachem family. Join me in honoring them tonight, the Beachem family. We want to honor their journey of perseverance, and if we were at an in-person event, we would stand and applaud, but Nico and Kyrie and Nan, I know that you guys are probably watching, and we want to honor you tonight.
Yeah, I know they're watching, so hello to all of you. I just want to share a little of their story because they're such a testimony of perseverance. And I did joke with Nan, their mom, that this is an award no one wants to win. No one truly wants to win a perseverance award because it means that you're going through so many difficulties, and yet it means that you're persevering, like Richie said, with tenacity and courage. And so let me share with you about the Beachem family. We met the Beachem family several years ago, and we have witnessed their story of perseverance through numerous challenges. Nan, who has adopted both Kyrie and Nico, has several adult children as well, but is very busy raising two incredible, spunky young teens who are delightful warriors. Both kids have had transplants. Kyrie had a multivisceral transplant several years ago and continues to fight like a girl with sass and tenacity and inspires many other kids like our Myka on the 7B transplant unit at Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh to do the same.
Shout out to Kyrie.
Yeah, Kai, we love you. Nan's son, Nico, is a rock star.
Yeah,
he's a rock star. He has quite the story of his own. Nico was born at 28 weeks at almost 2 pounds. After birth, they realized he had, forgive me if I don't say this right, necrotizing enterocolitis and was transferred to Children's Hospital. He was hospitalized for the first 11 and a half months of his life. He was unable to be cared for by either biological parent and came into foster care with Nan. He weighed 9 pounds 10 ounces at just 1 year old. In addition to the NEC, he had a very severe heart defect that required open heart surgery at age 2. He also received a small intestine transplant at age 5, and he truly never looked back until this past year. He went into chronic rejection and in September had no choice left but to remove that failing organ. He will most likely be relisted for a second intestinal transplant this spring as he regains strength. Few have faced as many obstacles as the Beachems, and it's exhausting, and truly, like I said, no one wants this award, but we want them to know that they truly are seen, valued, and loved in the midst of the perseverance they continue to show day in and day out. We love you guys.
Absolutely. We want to honor the Beachem family. They truly are a model of perseverance of so many families that we serve, and their story is truly inspiring. And Nico, I know you've gone through a lot this year, buddy, but Nico's a rock star for those of you that don't know this. Nico loves to sing and dance, and his videos on social media are just awesome. And so in the midst of everything that they're going through, he keeps it real, he keeps it positive. And hey, buddy, rock stars win awards, and so congratulations to our rock star, Nico, and the Beachem family, our 2021 Pressing On Perseverance Award winners. You guys are awesome. Well, as we said before, we've had the privilege to partner with some local and national organizations, families in Pennsylvania and families in many other states as well, hospitals near and far. And we'd love to share this next video with you as it reveals the collaborative nature and personal care and desire for collaboration from our partners that we have with Pressing On. Watch this video from our partners.
Hello, I'm Rick Lofgren. I serve as the president of the Children's Organ Transplant Association, or COTA, based in Bloomington, Indiana. I've been connected to Pressing On and Richie Regan Reeder for a number of years as they work with COTA with their daughter's transplant fundraising campaign. Since then, I've become actively aware of their work, and I'm pleased to be one of their partners and supporters, both personally and professionally. Working with families who are dealing with health, physical, and emotional hardships is difficult enough under normal circumstances. However, during the pandemic, Pressing On has stood up and made a tremendous difference in the lives of hundreds of families. Working with transplant families for more than 23 years and through my own family's personal transplant experience, I know that Pressing On is making an important impact every day by meeting the physical and emotional needs, which relieves a great deal of stress and allows parents to focus on their child and their immediate needs. I look forward to new opportunities in the year ahead to help many more transplant families. Keep up the great work.
We love pressing
Okay,
on.
ready? Here we go. I'm Seth.
I'm Joy. I'm Truly. I'm Lincoln.
And this is Haven. And we're the Eatons.
We're from West Palm Beach,
Florida.
We just want to say hi to Richie Regan, Alivia, and Myka. We are so excited about the work that Pressing On is doing. We've known Richie and Regan since college, and we have seen them walk through some incredible challenges, and we just believe in them. We believe in what they are doing to just minister to families who are going through such a hard time, and the work that they're doing is just so important, and we've just enjoyed the journey and watching how God brought everything together to bring Pressing On into existence.
And we feel just really privileged to be able to support Pressing On financially right now. We feel like that's a big reason why God gives us resources is He has in mind organizations like Pressing On that we can get behind, that He can use what little we have and are able to give to support what Pressing On is doing. So we love you all.
Ready? We are Pressing On! Bye! Goodbye! Goodbye!
My name's Jonathan Scholma. I'm a clinical social worker for the transplant department at UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. And it is my pleasure to talk about Pressing On and all of the amazing, wonderful things they do to help my patients and families, specifically through the outreach the Reeder family had done in getting in contact with me, whether it be a care package or providing a meal voucher for a family who comes into the hospital unexpectedly and finds out they have to stay, to mattress topper for those families that, you know, the one thing they wish was that they could get a little bit better sleep while they're in the hospital for such a long period of time, or even just that gas card to help the family who has multiple appointments just have a little bit of a burden reduced. I can't say enough positive things about all the wonderful support they have and truly kind of meeting families where they are in their journey and figuring out the kinds of supports that are going to be most helpful to them. It's incredible to work with such a group that puts such a focus on families first and helping them and Pressing On. And so thank you so much for all the wonderful work you do. I look forward to continuing to work with you as we move into the next year. Thanks so much.
Hi, we're Chip and Cindy Pope. We just recently moved to the Charlotte, North Carolina area from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We met Regan and Richie when they first got married and moved to Pittsburgh, and we've had the privilege, the honor of watching them grow personally and as a family and follow God's calling.
So our relationship with them has been blessed to be a friendship. In other words, our testimony with Pressing On is not out of a need, thankfully. But we've seen their journey through their crisis with Myka, and through that journey with Myka, the crisis with Myka, Regan and Richie felt a need, but they took their eyes off themselves and also recognized the same needs in other families who have a child or a family member in crisis. And they, again, we feel followed a calling from God and decided to put together ways to serve and selflessly take care of some of the needs that these other families are going through.
So they serve not only the physical needs, things that people forget in that crisis, but also the much tougher emotional and spiritual needs. We believe in and support Pressing On, but we also love, believe, and support the Reeder family.
Well, special thanks goes out to all of our Pressing On partners, not just here in Pennsylvania, but around the U.S. You know who you are, and thank you so much for empowering us to serve hospitalized families. We're so grateful for you. And we'd like to show our partner map again of the United States, because we want you to know that you are not alone. We tell that to our families all the time, and there are hundreds of families that have invested in Pressing On all around the U.S. And so maybe you see your state listed there, maybe you don't on the map. But we would love for you to consider getting involved financially. As we celebrate all that has taken place here in 2021, we're also raising funds for our 2022 budget tonight during Giving Tuesday. And we want to remind you that you can give online at pressingon.org, or you can text the number at the bottom of your screen to be able to give a one-time gift, which is helpful and meaningful. But what is even more impactful is if you become a Pressing On partner tonight. And again, we're looking for a dozen Pressing On partners that it could be as little as $10 a month or as much as several $100s a month. There is no gift that is too small, and we are thankful for every single family that jumps on board financially. And so you can go to pressingon.org, but we'd love to show you specifically, if you choose to become a Pressing On partner, what that donation each month could look like. There's several different tiers and several different things that we have put on this next slide to show you the donor impact of your gift. Maybe you want to give $35 a month to help provide a meal for one family at a Pittsburgh area hospital. And the meal vouchers that we give are super meaningful because I eat everything when we're in the hospital, but people like Regan forget to eat when they're in the hospital. So meal vouchers are important,
Yeah,
right?
meal vouchers are a great way to be supportive of a family by meeting a very tangible need. It allows families to order food delivered right to their room so that they, like me, have no excuse then to forget to eat.
But whether you'd like to contribute $50 a month or $75 a month, $100 or $200, you can go to our website, pressingon.org, and set that up. But really, these are the tangible needs that you would be meeting by becoming a monthly Pressing On partner, putting care packages in the hands of families that are in need in the midst of a crisis with tangible materials like hygiene products and sleep aids and healthy snacks that they may not necessarily have at the hospital. Through a gift of $200 a month, you enable us to provide crisis coaching for up to 5 families that month, where we can get on Zoom or meet them in the hospital lobby or be able to converse with them through text or email, however they feel most comfortable. We meet them where they're at in their journey and let them know that they're not alone. And so would you consider this evening partnering with us, taking advantage of our matching gift for Giving Tuesday, and contributing financially to Pressing On? Our matching gift is applicable now, but we'd also like to announce that it's been extended through the duration of the year-end campaign. Thankfully, our generous donors are willing to provide up to $25,000 to double your match, dollar for dollar. If you'd like to give a gift of $100, $200, $500, $1,000 tonight or any time throughout the next 4 or 5 weeks, through the end of December, it will be matched dollar for dollar. We're so grateful for so many folks' generosity and that matching gift that's provided. Now, the incentives that we mentioned earlier with the Pressing On swag, those are only for Giving Tuesday. And so if you'd like to make a one-time donation or set up a recurring gift tonight, you'll be able to take home either a Pressing On hat, t-shirt, polo, or the prize pack with the water bottle and some other Pressing On materials to help you remember our mission. And so we'd like for you to take advantage of those here specifically on Giving Tuesday, and then also take advantage of the year-end campaign with the matching gift. So we're 100% funded by generous individuals and families just like you. We've not been able to take funding from grants, from foundations quite yet, because we just reached our 2-year mark. It's a big goal for us in 2022 to be able to solicit funding from foundations that believe in our mission. But we're so thankful that we can continue on uplifting, resourcing, and coaching families in crisis because of your partnership. And so we want to focus on that tonight and just simply make that ask. Would you partner with us financially? Maybe, Regan, you can highlight a little bit for what that gift could look like for them.
Yeah, just to give some concrete details into what this could look like. Your $50 gift tonight could ultimately turn into $650. Yeah. And that would mean that your gift of $100 tonight would be $300 worth of impact tonight. So we want you to just jump on board. We want you to get involved as soon as possible.
Yeah, your monthly gift of $50 tonight, with that annualized gift of the recurring $50 every month next year, that $600 would be matched here for Giving Tuesday. And maybe you're one of the new dozen Pressing On partners that you want to jump on board and partner with us to resource, coach, hospitalized families. Now, here's one other thing that we'd love for all of you to do. Maybe you say, I can't give tonight. That's totally fine. We're grateful that you're on board. Continue to encourage those around you. Pray for us in our mission. And we'd love for you to come to the volunteer event in January. Maybe you don't have the funds now, but you'd like to get paid next week and buy a couple of care package items and deliver a care package in Penn Hills when we do our holiday drive on December the 15th. There's so many ways that you can get involved by volunteering, providing care packages during the holiday drive, but you enable us to meet our budget for 2022 and progress in our mission when you give financially. And so we wanted to highlight those things. And as you consider what you feel led to give here on Giving Tuesday, we'd love for you to check out our 2021 highlight video.
Like a bull chasing the matadors, a man left with his own schemes. Everybody needs someone beside them, shining like a lighthouse from the sea. Brother, let me be your shelter, never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. Brother, let me be your fortress for the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. Face down in the desert now, there's a cage locked around my heart. I found a way to drop the keys when my failures were. Now my hands can't reach that far. I ain't made for rivalry, I can never take the world alone. I know that in my weakness I am strong, but it's your love that brings me home. Brother, let me be your shelter, never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring it home. And when you call and need me near, saying where you go, brother, I'm right here. And on those days when the sky begins to fall, you're the blood of my blood, we can get through it all. Brother, let me be your shelter, never leave you all alone. I could be the one to call when you feel at home. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring it home. Brother, let me be your shelter, never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're home. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring it home. Be the one to light the way, bring it home.
Well, I love it. That is one of my favorite songs, and I get a little emotional seeing a lot of the things that occurred here during 2021. I hope that that was a blessing for you as a supporter of Pressing On to be able to see all of the different things that have taken place this year to uplift, resource, and coach and encourage families in crisis. And so I love that song. Brother, let me be your shelter, never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way and bring you home. That's our message to so many families that we serve. We want to love these families where they're at. And we want to point them to the truth, knowing that the truth will set them free. We want to rejoice with those that rejoice, mourn with those that mourn, and we know that sorrow may last for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And so we want to encourage families to persevere and press on in the midst of difficulty, because like Regan said before, we had jobs and insurance and a community of faith and strong family and great blessings, and we went through a really hard hospitalization, and we saw how isolating and hopeless that was. And so would you partner with us? Would you join the Pressing On team? Would you become a Pressing On partner? We're just so grateful that already this evening and throughout Giving Tuesday, we've already raised over $9,000. And so thank you to all of you that have given here on Giving Tuesday. And so our goal for today is $10,000 with the goal of the whole month for the year-end campaign of $50,000. And so we're grateful that 9,200 has come in. Maybe you could be the one to push us over 10,000 for the night here coming up. But we want to end with a couple of perspectives on the year and looking forward to 2022, and want to reflect and just thank you. So I hope that they enjoyed the highlight video.
Yeah.
There were a lot of cool things in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was there a specific highlight for you in 2021, Regan?
I think for me in 2021, I'm so grateful for the way that we've been able to expand our reach. And I don't mean that by numbers or by how many states are colored in blue. I'm just so grateful we've been able to help so many more families. I think when we were thinking of what we might do with Pressing On several years ago, I truly had no idea. Richie is much more the visionary and can see and dream these things. And so when I see them come to fruition and knowing how many families we have been able to provide things for and to touch their lives and maybe just make one day or one moment a little bit less painful for them, that's the best part.
Do you remember our whiteboard session in January?
I do remember. I think last year our total care packages was 200 and some, and so when Richie threw out the number 500, that's hard for me, not being a visionary of thinking that we could possibly make that goal, and so I'm grateful that.
But because of your generosity, 547 families have been
That's
blessed
right.
with meaningful resources this year.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't do what we do without you. And I think as I look forward to 2022, like we're looking forward to hiring that first staff member outside of our family that we trust explicitly. That next hire is very important. And because you're partnering with us financially and contributing to the mission of Pressing On, that's something that you empower us to do and expand our programs and expand our staff so that we can serve more families and serve the families that we're already in relationship with in a deeper and more meaningful and impactful way. And so I'm looking forward to training our volunteers next year, and we hope that you'll consider coming to the volunteer night on January 27th. We hope that there's several dozen folks there, because whatever your skills or giftings, whether it's relationally with people face to face, or whether it's behind the scenes with things like finances or graphic design or packing care packages, there is a spot for you on the Pressing On volunteer team. And we need you. Regan and I said we're kind of tapped out in the sense that we can't do it alone. We'd love for you to consider coming to that event and getting plugged in a more formal volunteer training way where we teach you our core values and bring you alongside to lock arms with us serving these families in tangible ways. And the holistic care that we specialize in, many times we think that we're one-dimensional as people, and we might just quote a Bible verse and we focus on that spiritual aspect, or we might work out and train our bodies physically, or I know for me, I've been leaning into emotional intelligence over the last year and realized that I'm still very much an infant emotionally. But mental health is an issue that many times in our society it wasn't talked about in the past, that we are very passionate about normalizing the issue of mental health. Both of us are very open with sharing with everyone that we've pursued therapy in the midst of our crisis so that we can address our mental issues. And then that last piece of the holistic puzzle, the social, the relationship aspect of things, that we need one another. We were created for community, but training folks to be volunteers and specialize in those 5 aspects, but helping all families that we serve with those 5 holistic aspects of who we are as people that have been created. We're passionate about that in 2022, and we hope that you'll join us in that. And lastly tonight, we want to give away a couple of prizes, right?
Right. Yes, we have a
If
couple
you've been
of
sticking with
fun
us through the live stream, thank you. We know we're a couple minutes late, but we just have one more thing to share with you.
Yeah, so first of all, the dining, $25 dining gift card goes to Karen Lindenfelser. Congratulations,
Congrats, Karen. One of the best smiles I've ever seen.
That's right, and thank you for supporting us. And our Target $25 gift card is going to be sent to North Carolina to my dear friend Charity McKinney. Enjoy, Charity. Spend it on yourself.
Yes, Charity's got that Southern charm, and you guys have been through so much as well. We appreciate your support. Thank you guys for tuning in, and just want to touch on a few final logistics here before we sign off for the night. And no matter what you're going through, we want to remind you one last time, you are seen, you are valued, and you are loved. And just like we talked about at the beginning of the program, what is that tough thing that you've been going through? What is that tough thing that it's been a drought, it's been a season of pain for you? Whatever it is, how can you press on and persevere through that so that you can look back and encourage others who are going through something similar? We say all the time, we're not special people. We serve an amazing God. We have great people around us, but we want to take what we've learned in the midst of crisis and we want to help others press on and persevere. And so our question tonight is, will you partner with us? Will you do that financially? Will you do that in a volunteer way? Will you pack care packages and deliver them on December 15th? There's so many ways that you can do it. We want to encourage you to persevere and press on because we know that character is being built inside of you through tough times, even when you don't see it. And so I hope that you'll remember that encouragement this evening and throughout this Christmas season. But we want to ask you once again that if you believe like us that every obstacle is an opportunity and that there is purpose in your pain, will you join us? Will you commit to partner with us financially by setting up a recurring gift in the Pressing On system at pressingon.org and donating towards our Giving Tuesday initiative, knowing that that recurring gift will be matched tonight and throughout the campaign in December? You'll take home some awesome swag that we talked about earlier. And again, if you're a Pressing On partner and you're already invested in Pressing On financially, send us a private message or an email at info@pressingon.org. We'd love to send you whichever one of these shirts, hats, water bottles, you name it. We'd love to send it to you as a thank you gift for what you've been doing financially.
Yeah.
And so the Giving Tuesday initiatives will be open until midnight, and the matching gift will be throughout the month of December. Just a couple minutes ago, we were at $9,200, and our goal for today is $10,000. And so please consider what you would give towards the mission of Pressing On. As we said before, know that you are seen, you are valued, you are loved. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays from all of the Reeder family, and keep pressing on.
Pressing on.
We'll see
Thanks
you
for
guys.
joining us.